So hopefully the stream should be starting. Hopefully.
Oh, it is. Just wants to show me a whole bunch of ads for things I don't care about.
Yep. But you have to ask yourself if that's better or worse than them showing you ads for stuff that you do care about.
Well, I'd rather see ads for Colossal Bounce Maybelline mascara
Right.
than, chunks of metal that I want.
Well, I think that was my point, is that I can completely ignore advertising that has no immediate relevance to what I'm interested in, but if I get an ad for something I'm interested in, it's like, ooh, shiny.
Well, unless the ad says something like 20% off, I don't really care, even if I am interested.
Yeah, I can see that.
How you going, Dan?
Oh, look, I'm upright, which, considering my physiological problems this week, is probably a minor miracle.
Glad to hear it.
How are you doing, Matty?
Pretty good for a bloke who's up way earlier than he has been on any other day this week.
Yes. Jet lag will kick in at about 9:30, right?
I have a 12-cup mocha pot.
Yep.
I made a couple of mugs out of it already this morning.
Right.
I'm going to need them too. Today is the Brisbane Model Train Show,
Ooh,
and I am off to that as soon as we're done here.
very cool. Very cool.
And I got a long night with the boys on the Terps as well.
Tonight.
Tonight.
No, by the time you've done all of that model train stuff, you might be too knackered.
Oh, I'm sure they'll find a way to drag me.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the Model Train Show.
Yeah, I haven't been to one for years. Last one we went to was at Sandown Raceway, and I bought a 482 Santa Fe and light and sound digital decoder, and spent 2 months attempting to do the conversion and eventually giving up.
Okay.
Yeah, that was frightfully hard. A lot harder than it should have been.
Yeah, I tend to not buy anything at these sorts of events because, one, I can't afford it, and two, I got nowhere to put it.
Yeah.
And three, I'd be carrying it home under my arm, and that's a long trip.
It is. It depends on what it is.
Anything.
Well, if it's a ready-made train set on a sheet of 4x8, that'd be superhuman effort to get that home.
Yeah. Yeah.
However, one N-scale locomotive,
Still got to carry it, and then
that'll
I
go in a
crush it in my
pocket.
hands. I am looking forward to it, though. I am. I'm not sure if I've mentioned that. I just
Yeah.
mentioned 5 or 6 more times to rub it in.
I got my digital electronic purchasing fix yesterday.
Oh, yeah?
Mm.
What's new for you?
Oh, I bought a slot car set.
Ooh. What scale?
Well, the track's 1 to 24, but the cars are 1 to 32, so...
Scalextrics?
No, Carrera.
Hmm.
And the only reason... Well, there was a couple of reasons. The first of which was I could get the pink pig Porsche 911 RSR GT3 or GTE Pro, which was the 2018 Le Mans winning car. The second of which is this slot car set has the ability to run a ghost car.
Ooh.
So all of a sudden playing with myself doesn't feel so dirty.
Just gonna leave that one alone.
Mm-hmm.
I miss slot cars.
Yeah, well, I had a slot car set back after my marriage came apart, but it was the really little one. The what are they? 1 to 40 some? No, 1 to 80 something, 87 or something. Maybe not that small. I can't remember. The Tomy stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
And they're great, but I don't know. I just wanted one of the bigger ones.
Well, fair enough. Bless you.
Thanks.
Yeah, I miss my summer holidays of my long gone youth where I had access to a Scalextric set.
Yeah.
People would buy cars, and yeah, I had a Ferrari F40.
Mm-hmm.
That was my favourite car in my far gone youth.
Yep.
Before I became engrossed in the world of the World Rally Championship and
Yep.
fell in love with the sleeker.
Yep.
But yeah,
The ST205.
yeah, no, Ferrari, sleeker GT4.
Yeah.
Yeah,
GT4 was based on the SD205, I think.
that one.
It was the Castrol liveried one, white and green
Yes,
with a little bit of
that's
red.
the one. That's the one. I've got a model kit of it, the 92 version of it upstairs.
Right.
Now that's a kit I wouldn't mind rebuilding. God, it's a literally 30-year-old kit. 1992, oh my god. Getting old. But yeah, I got a lot of miles. Oh no, I mean, probably a literal mile out of that Ferrari F40 on the Scalextric set.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hours and hours, day after day. Round and round she goes.
In my very youth, 13, 14, 15, something like that, I got given a slot car set. It was an old Strombecker set, which had the 60s style Formula One cars. So, you know, the sort of lozenge shaped body with the wheels sticking out the side.
Yeah, I know the sort.
And the cars were worn out. They'd had it. And so the set didn't get used anymore, and so it was sort of a hand-me-down, passed on from a friend who didn't lack for toys, and this one was just taking up room in his bedroom, and his mother was quite happy for him to get rid of it. Anyhow, at about that time, you used to be able to get those models. I think they were 128 or yeah, I think they were about 128. I mean, they had the little 3-volt electric motors in them, and you could put batteries in a battery box, and you could drive them around. And they didn't steer or anything. Oh no, I think you could fix position steer them, and they'd go around in circles and stuff like that. Anyhow, I used to convert them to go onto that Strombecker set, but of course it was 14 volts, so it didn't take too long to burn the motors out. But they went like a bat out of hell before that. Hang on, I have to blow my nose, sorry.
Not to change the subject, but I'm pretty sinusy myself this morning. And it's come from drinking this motorpot coffee.
Yeah, we had a big weather change yesterday, so there was a lot of stuff in the air.
Actually, yeah, we've had a bit of a change here too. Now that I think about it, it's come over cold, but also it rained a bit about an hour ago.
Yeah. We got about 9 hours of rain, I think.
Oh God, I hope it's not still raining.
No.
I mean here, but
Oh,
also there. I think we've seen quite enough flooding in this country this year.
Australia is nothing if not want to kick people when they're down.
Dorothea McKellar, of course, put it the best.
Hmm. Go on.
What, you don't know it?
No.
Surely.
Nope.
I love a sunburnt country.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Didn't associate the name.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, she was the one who wrote that, Dorothy
Okay.
Keller, and that was over 130 years ago, I guess.
Yeah.
So, you know, come on, climate change. Looking forward for a cool change.
Hanging out for the next ice age.
Couple hundred years too late for that.
10,000, really.
600.
Yeah. Anyhow, the way things are going in Eastern Europe, we'll have a nuclear winter soon enough.
I don't know. That'd be cutting off the nose to spite the face.
Oh, really?
Seeing as how Russia, sells so much stuff to all of those Western European countries, like oil and gas.
Uh-huh.
And that's where all of Putin's money comes from.
Mm-hmm.
And how, despite all these sanctions, they don't affect oil and gas. Germans aren't total idiots. Angela Merkel might have done some bloody silly things in her last few years, but she's not a total idiot.
Takes talent to be a total idiot.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. Trying to figure out if that's a skirt or are they shorts.
I'm trying to figure out what it is exactly. I got a good idea.
Care
But
to guess?
I would say it is something for a Kickstarter that is coming up, tentatively scheduled for the 16th of May.
You would be 100% correct.
And that it would be... To me, it looks like a mixture between the Scout and Air Sailor of the Earthdawn Player's Guide, 4th edition.
Are either of those things of orcish persuasion?
No, they're both elves. I guess maybe the Scout could be, but I doubt it.
Well,
See, the Scout's got the dreadlocks.
Right.
And the Air Sailor's got the standing upright holding a spear sort of pose going on.
Well,
it might be based on another piece of art.
Yeah, I think it is. I think Don knocked one up. I'm not sure. But this is an orc. So.
Cool. I do like orcs in Earthdawn.
My first question when they sent me this was, please tell me I don't have to paint her green.
And?
Well, the reply was no, there are no green orcs in Earthdawn.
Correct. Tans and browns and blacks, just normal human skin tones.
Yep. Or normal orcish skin tones.
Oh, I guess you can go some green in there if you want. Plenty of art does have green orcs.
Yeah, but only because 40k promoted green orcs.
Yeah, I know.
I'm trying to think of what colour to do her clothing.
Well, what sort of outfit, like, kit is it?
So, this is either a skirt or a pair of shorts. And there's a piece of cloth hanging down in front and back. There's a waist wrapping. So I imagine the waist wrapping and the two cloth are sort of the same part of the same thing, although they don't necessarily need to be the same colour. And then there's a sleeveless, well, short-sleeved vest. And I say short-sleeved, no, it is sleeveless vest, and she's got a fur across her shoulders.
Well, to me, the fur wrap on the shoulders would inform that the rest of the stuff is kind of primal and barbaric. Not to... I don't really want to use that word, but you know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean. Leather. Lots of leather.
So there is belts and stuff in here, so I think we'll do belts, leather. I might. I like the idea of earthy tones. And I would have said the hair is more like cornrows than dreadlocks.
Well, it's a bit hard to tell from this distance.
It's a bit hard to tell from this
About
distance.
some miles.
But if I get through this one, I have to start on this one. I'd really rather not. Righto, so let's move some things out of the way. Because that Vergigorm is very, very good at intercepting any kind of move past it. What's that colour? A khaki. Khaki shorts.
I like khaki for a good calfskin sort of colour.
Calfskin, yeah. Are you happy with your mummies? I think they came out really good.
I thought they came out pretty good too. And that's just 2 colours of speed paint.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, a quick little dry brush of bone white, I think it was.
It looked to me like you knocked that unit over in less than a day.
About 6 hours,
Yeah.
start to finish.
Yeah. Hence, speed paint.
Yeah, well, that's me taking breaks for the basing as well. Like, the actual painting itself didn't take very long at all.
No.
Bugger all, really. But just letting things dry and
Yep.
working on other things in the meanwhile. Your khaki is a different khaki to my khaki, I think. Mine doesn't look green, mine looks brown.
Well, this is both. This is the Vallejo khaki.
Yeah, that's what khaki I have as well. Like, you remember that last unit of ice witches I did?
Yep.
The boots on that were Vallejo khaki.
There you go.
They were a very light brown.
Well, this is a very light brown, but it's got a fair bit of green in it, so...
It doesn't have any green in it at all, my one.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know what's going on there.
Maybe the light.
Maybe I just got a defective paint pot.
Maybe not.
Lighter shade of brown.
I mean, that's what I'm seeing, but I can also see that there's green in it, so... Hang on, nose. Painful. So I spent last weekend getting through a whole bunch of stuff that has been sitting in the partially done cabinet for months or years.
I saw some of the Infinity that you put out.
Yep. Did the last 4 figures of the Nomad 300-point army yesterday. So that's... I've now got 3 300-point armies done for Infinity. But I had some drop fleet commander ships that have been assembled forever. And some were primed, some were not. So I just dug them out, fired the airbrush up and painted all of them. So that was 15 ships, and I think that took 3 hours or 4 hours or something like
that. Impressive.
Yeah, you sort of don't want to look at them really closely. They're okay at arm's length, and I could have spent, 50 hours on each one of the capital ship things, because I mean they're big models. They're 200mm long models with loads and loads and loads of detail. But it's just like they're currently a weight on my soul. So. What do you think? A pale sort of green for the tunic top thingy?
Well, to me, it looks like a scout. I don't know what sort of guidance that you were given on it. Anyway, the point is that green is a camouflagey sort of colour for like a woodlandy sort of thing. So yeah, why not green? Greens and browns.
I can use a military green. Look, this one's called Commando Green.
You know what I got the other day?
This conversation could go downhill very quickly, couldn't it?
It could, but I was going to say I got an email from War and Peace saying, "Hey, you know what? We've got speed paint in stock, and also we're selling single bottles."
Stop it! That's not nice.
Well, that's what you get for buying yours from a drug importer.
Buying mine from people who bought theirs from a drug importer.
Same diff.
Shout out to the Combat Company. No, it's not your fault, and please let me know when you've got your Necromunda pre-order up on your website. Because I have a problem.
Yeah, you do. Oh, the whole reason my mind drifted to that was because you showed the Army Painter Commando Green, and I was thinking, they recommend that you get the Army Painter white to cover mistakes you make with your speed paint. So that you can go over them with more speed paint. And I'm like, why don't I just use one of these other whites that I already have?
This is the one I'd use for that. And it's nearly dead, and when it's dead, I can't replace it. Because it's a terrible, terrible paint, and they don't make it anymore. I did get a notification from Combat Company yesterday that I shipped my last Infinity pre-order, so happy about that.
So here's a hint for the general viewing public. How many more of these Kickstarter minis have you got?
So this is the third of 4 with the Virgigormas, 4 of 4. So the first one was the Tiskrang.
The other was an Obsidian.
Oh, 5, because there's the troll as well.
Oh yeah, I remember that one. Cool.
Ross confused me because he said 4 as well. Do you reckon I should continue that green down onto these fabric panels and then have the waist wrap as a different colour?
Wouldn't hurt, I suppose.
It'd give it some continuity. Not sure whether that's important or not. And it's nice not to be attempting to be blowing through 12 figures in 2 hours.
Yeah, true enough. I am looking forward to the hopefully not too far away day when I can receive a whole bunch of dwarves and goblins and ratmen.
Not while they've got COVID, you're not.
What, again?
Yeah, both of them this time, same time.
God.
RB's been shut down for the week.
Well, that's a bit of a kick in the pants.
It is.
Right
Especially
on the back of a 20% off discount code.
Yep.
I suppose I should follow them on Facebook, get these sorts of updates. There comes a point when people are just going to have to stop caring and treat it like the common cold.
We will get to that point.
Yeah, but we should have been at that point about a year ago.
Probably.
Well, that's all I'm going to say on that subject.
We've covered that ground before, haven't we?
Once or twice.
Once or twice. So how much of an effort is it for you to get to this model train show?
It's about a 25-minute walk to the station, a 20-minute walk to 25 minutes on the train to Bowen Hills. About a kilometre walk from the station to the exhibition. And it's hilly terrain, so
Yeah.
something I do gladly.
And is the weather at all reasonable, like temperature-wise?
Oh yeah, it's not hot. Yesterday was relatively cool. There's a bit of rain this morning, about 10 to 7. So, yeah. I was just remembering back to last year and queuing up for 20 minutes outside the thing to get in the rain. No umbrella. I'm thinking, oh God, maybe.
God.
Yeah. But the Weather Bureau reckons 0 to 3 mil, 50% chance of it.
Today?
Mm.
Yeah.
I highly doubt we've had 3 mil, but we've had above 0.
Yeah. Well, we had well better than an inch overnight, so
Good for the garden.
yeah. Only some idiot forgot to turn the automatic timer off, so it got a double dose. Brown fur or grey fur? Probably have to be brown, wouldn't it?
Well, it depends on what sort of animal it is, doesn't it? No convenient heads hanging about.
Nah. Go with a brown, I think. I'm in peril when I reach for my beverage. I have a vertigorn that's watching over it.
Oh, the horror of it all.
Oh, the horror. I have started the summoning pool.
Don't mind me, I'm just coughing up my guts.
Leave that lung on the floor.
Obviously, I don't need it.
Overrated.
Well, what's the point of having two if we can get by on one, apparently. Brown boots are for walking in mud.
Or from walking in mud. There might be cause and effect there.
Yeah.
Causality. Cause and effect. I drink too much wine. I need to take a piss.
I must admit I'm rapidly approaching that point myself.
In your case, it's coffee rather than wine.
Yeah.
Yep.
Also, the mug of tea and about a litre of water.
So we're going for a buff style colour for the boot tops. So it gives a nice sort of cured skin sort of colour. This is actually a German beige. Which is almost a stony grey.
Yeah.
So what colour do you reckon I should do for the fur on these? Same as on the shoulders?
Waste not, want not.
Yeah.
Not just from a blob of paint perspective, but animal hide, self-sufficiency, blah, 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 you know.
Mm-hmm.
Break up the greens a little bit.
Good citizen of the planet.
Well, if it is a scout app, then yeah. You'd want to be a good, use everything nature boy sort of thing.
Yeah. Oh, that's not going well. Did you finish your Evangelion?
I did. I don't remember exactly when, whether it was early in the week or last weekend. I put together the howitzer. That took a few hours. All the decals, etc., etc. Just haven't come up with a half-decent pose for it. It's just kind of standing there looking thoughtful. Still.
The Evangelion thinker.
Well, that might be an idea. I have to get a box for it to sit on.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm rather pleased with how it came out. No cracked pieces, no overstressed moving parts, which is a common complaint with that style of kit.
Yeah.
I mean, they use the same basic mold for 90% of each one of those things.
Yeah.
And it's just details that are slightly different. That being my third one, I avoided the pitfalls I experienced the first time out. There's a couple of hinge pieces that are easy to overstress and snap in half the wrong way.
Yeah.
Managed to not do that this time.
Progress.
Yeah.
Improvement. Yeah, cool. I mean, the whole idea of them is that you get enjoyment putting them together and a sense of accomplishment when you're done. So,
Sure enough.
sounds like a success.
Yeah, I did get quite a few hours of building fun out of it. And I mean, I've heard of people putting these kits together in a couple of hours, and I'm like, seriously, why would you bother rushing it?
Yeah.
Just take it slow, take your time, watch some TV while you're doing it,
Yep.
catch up on shows. Just relax and enjoy and take your time.
Yep.
It's not like I've got thousands of miniatures to blow through. It's a model kit that I might build one of once a year at the moment.
Yep. And by thousands, you mean tens of thousands.
Well, for you. Not for me. I don't have tens of thousands of miniatures at the moment.
I don't know that I've got tens of thousands either, but
Depends on how you count your Napoleonics.
yes. Well, if you count them as
Figures instead of miniatures.
yes, then there's about 5,000 of them. But you chop a zero off if you talk about models.
Yeah, true.
Righto. So I want to do a highlight on that fur. I'll come back to that when it's... Trying to figure what colour I should do those belts. I might do those belts the same colour as the boots.
Well, it makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah. this is not really going to be picked out properly until the wash goes on, sadly. Is that belt there? That gap. Maybe I should have left the spear off.
Quick, print up another one.
There's another one in. I printed two at the same time just in case it was a failure in one.
Yeah, fair enough. So that's my question for you. Are these going to end up being multi-part castings?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, they will be. The primary reason for this one is because she's got a cape and there's a gigantic overhang behind her hair, which will just tear the rubber molds apart. So pretty sure Paul's already had a look at them. This is actually version 2 of the miniature. The first version had the hair and the head attached to the torso, with the cape separate and the spear separate, but now we've got the head separate from the body as well. But I mean, you can't tell. Like, looking at it.
Looking at it like this? No, not a...
You can't tell.
I definitely sound like I need another cup of coffee. I'm going to toddle off for a couple of minutes and I'll be back.
No worries.
Freshly armed.
Freshly armed and dangerous.
Well, don't know about dangerous. I won't make a mocha pot though, because that takes about 20 minutes. quite detailed, isn't it?
Yeah. It's a very, very nice sculpting. In fact, all of them are.
Well, that's been my second-hand experience of them.